G'day everyone and welcome to another edition of Craps Down Under. Today we're going to continue building our bankroll. Going to use a different strategy. I'm going to experiment with the one hit can't miss, which was originally by a guy called Shoot It All. I understand he's just recently passed away, probably about a month ago. But yeah, he was sort of the guy who came up with this particular play. It's more of a play than a strategy. It's really sort of a come out, get the game started, and then from once you've had your one hit, then you decide where you want to go with it. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to play it. Now remember, we've got our reserve bankroll here, 376. That's our reserve. So we're not going to play with that, but we'll play with our $400 bankroll. Given that $400, our target is going to be between that 80 to 120 that I alluded to in my previous video. So for this, we'll play it at the $18 level, and you need the pass line bet to be the same as what you're actually going to put up here. Now these are not working at the moment, so we'll actually, what I might do, I'll get some whites. There's 20. I'll grab a bunch of whites. That's perfect. Good. Alright, so we've got our whites and we need to have caps. So these are not working. They're off, but I'm just getting them set up so you can kind of see what's on the felt. Now, move that out the way. So the idea, I need to put the 18 here as well. Alright, so I'm going to play it at the 18 level. Now, it's kind of about the same exposure of us playing at the minimum bet level up here. You've only ever really got $18 at risk out of your bankroll. Now, because you've got a come out roll, you can certainly get hammered on the come out roll, as can happen with the don't pass. But that's kind of what you have to get established first. So these are off. So we'll get our come out roll. Now the idea behind the one hit can't miss, if say the point comes to a 5, you're playing these two units. The don't is covering one of the units, and you've got one unit exposed, or one bet exposed. So this one's exposed, so your maximum exposure is always 18. You've got an $18 exposure on the come out. Set the point, these are now working. You've got one covered by that. The exposure is simply the remaining one. If the point is a 6, you don't move your bets, you leave this placed, just generally because the 6 or the 8, either of these two, are fairly common to roll, and there's not really a lot of probability difference between the 6 and the 8 and the 7. So the idea with the one hit can't miss is you leave your place bet here, and so that will actually net us, that'll pay 21, it'll pay out the 18, and you'll get $3. So you'll be up $3. If the 7 comes, then you still, like always, you've got one unit exposed. There's always one unit exposed. That's why it's called the one hit can't miss. You've got to get one hit, and then after you get that one hit, it's up to the player what they want to do. So I'll either collect that, or I will take that first hit and I will then go and buy the 5 and 9. And then potentially, based on how we play, I'll do press, regress, all those kind of standard features that you do if you're playing light side action. So let's get started. A little bit different play this time. One of the things when I've practiced this, you can often get a string of losses and accumulate your losses rather quickly based on what happens on the come out. It's kind of volatile on the come out because of yos and come out 7s. They can really, really punish you. But then when you do get that one roll that actually goes a little bit longer, you actually do recover those come out losses rather quickly. So let's see how we go. It's still not immune to set the point 7 out. Set the point 7 out, you're always going to lose $18 because one of the units is going to lose. So it's still not immune to that, but it's just a different kind of play. So we'll go for our target of $100 and let's get started. All right, so I think I've explained the OHCM, as it's called, one hit can't miss. All right, so these are off by default. And we're working on the come out with our don't pass bet there. So see what point we hit. So that's a frontline winner. So that'll pay for some yos as they may occur. So we're going to get paid our 18. Now some people will often press that. I'm not going to get that aggressive on this. I'll just keep it, I'll just put it in our rack, and that'll pay for some come out sevens or yos as they may occur. Wow, we're getting, this is quite unusual for the don't bet to be winning on the come out, because it's generally the most frightful part. So there's our 18. So most frightful part of it. And 5 is the point. Okay, so we set the point on the 5, so these are now working, and what we're trying to do is just get a hit on the 5 on the 6 or the 8, and then from there we can spread to other numbers. So the shooters hit their point, so that's a loser. So we lose the don't bet, and we'll take that one and go back up and come out 7. So as you can see very quickly, the game has recovered those 2 wins from us. There's 2 wins of, there's our 18. Oops, off the table. Get some new dice. All right, shooter coming out. Aces, so it's quite an interesting hand. It's all been played on the come out so far. All right, in the rack and back on the 5. So well, it's nice, at least we've got one back. So these now 2 are working, and we got an 8. So that's going to pay us $21, and put the dollar in the rack, and I will pick up the 9, the 10 and the 4. So this one we're going a little bit wider. I'm putting $10 on the 9, and we've got the 9. It's going to pay 15 for 1. Alright, so in our rack. Alright, let's see what happens. 9 again. So 15 for 1. Alright, so we could let's say press our middle 2 numbers, and we'll collect that. So let's do that. Take these up to 24. And there's a 7. So we didn't quite get to capitalise on all of this that we had pressed up. Alright, so we do need to get paid on the back here. So we get paid at the back there. Alright, so back up here. And you can obviously wait till the point gets set, but I'm just going to get us set up. Alright, so new shooter, get some new dice, new come out, and we've got a 9. Okay, so 9's the point. So now these are working, and back-to-back 9s. So that was our $18 loss that we made there. And let's go back up again. So it's a kind of a good treading water strategy, typically, is how this is played. So here's an example where the point is set on the 8. So the 8 is covered by this. So this is our only unit of exposure. So we're kind of waiting to get a 6. If we don't get a 6 and we get a 7 out, we're guaranteed we're going to lose that. So it is what it is. It's the way the OHCM works. So you can be sitting here rolling away and getting literally nothing, and just seeing a 7. There's a 5, and there's a 6. So lucky us, we got the 6. So there's our 21. So we don't have to go out and go wide as much. Maybe we can collect half, just put a unit there. That's a little bit more balanced. And we got the 9. So there's going to be $7 winner. So we can collect that one. 4, so 4 doesn't affect us. 5. Alright, so it's again another $7 winner. I'll collect that one. So given we won 21, we've collected, we used 10 of our $21, so we collected 10, and now we've collected 2 7s, right? So that's 14, so we've collected 34, and our maximum exposure is $18. So we're actually ahead for the hand. 5 again, so that's another $7. So at this point you can say maybe, okay, look, maybe I'll press up my inside and press the 6 up, or we could just collect it all. It's just one of those discretionary things. Okay, hitting the 9 again. So let's collect that one. And there's a 7. So didn't quite get to capitalise on that pressing there, but the beautiful thing is that one gets paid there. We lose all this, but that's not too bad. We actually made some profit on that shooter. And we can bring that one back there. Take in a bit here. And a new shooter coming out. As you can see, we are still down in the hand. Not too far down, but we are still down. 4 is the point. So now we're just hoping to get a hit on the 6 or 8 and not hit a 4. 5, so 5 doesn't affect us. 5 again. 5 again, that's 3 5s. And 7. So that one pays that, and we lose this one of them. So didn't get the hit. And now we're off. Okay, shooter coming out. 8's the point. Alright, so now we're just hoping to hit that 6 again. And they've hit the 8. So in this particular situation, we're going to get paid 21. We'll lose the bet here. So we lose that, but we get paid 21, which covers it. And basically, we end up a net $3. So I'll just put $3 in our rack. And putt comes off. These are off. Now we're on the don't pass again for a come out. So on the 5 this time. All right, so now these are working. And we've got a 6, so that's a hit. That pays for our bet there. So we get 21. Put that up. Put a unit here. Maybe pick up the 4. And rack $10. And we've got an 8. So 8 hit again. So another $21. Let's press it and press our 6 as well. Collect 10. I've got the 10. We're not on the 10. 10 again. So a bit of a shame we're not on that one yet. And the 4. So hit the 4. So the 4 will get paid $10 for 1. So let's pick up the 10, rack it. And 3 doesn't affect us. And 6. Okay, so that's a good winner there. We've got 24, that'll pay 28. So I'll just pay it out the long way. So there's our $28. Put that back in our rack. And I'm doing that just so we can see where we're at. You know, bankroll, you can see visually where we're positioned. Now remember, we do have a fair bit up here on the felt. We've got 24, so basically 50, $65 on the felt, 65 plus 18. So we're actually getting pretty close to where we need to be. So let's just see. All right, so if we were to just take all this down, what I'll do before I take them down, I'll colour these up. All right, so 2 reds there. So we've got 10, and we know we've got 36 there. In fact, we know we've got another 18 here. So that's, what's that, 50 something, 52 or something, 54, sorry. So $54, we're not doing too bad. So let's, actually no, sorry, it's more than that, it's 24, sorry. So 50, sorry, it's 48 plus the 18. So that's 58, 62. 72, 75. So $75. So we're very, very close to our profit target. So I'll still put us back up here just for those. And we hope we get one hit before the 7 comes. So we've got another hit and we're there. So we've actually made our profit because that's going to pay $28. And I'll pay this with the green. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I can colour that up to a red. So we know we've got 30 there. We've got basically 50, 60, 90. We've hit our target. So we can actually come all down. We don't need to leave any of this up for any longer. Let's take it all down. Now, we can certainly leave our don't bet up if we wanted to. With a don't bet, you can actually take them down. You don't have to wait for the 7. You can actually take it down. We're pretty close. I'm inclined to let's just say take it off and see where we're at. Because I think we don't need to stay any longer. All right, 2 reds. All right, there's 2 reds there. Take this back. All right, so that's all back to the house. All right, so there's 75. So we can basically get 3 greens, 4 greens. Now makes $100. So that's our target, all right? So I hit our target, slightly ahead, $106, that's good enough. I'll roll it out. So I'll roll this out and see what we missed out on. 10. An 8. A 9. So would have been generating profit on all of these rolls. Maybe not the 10. It may not have been on that. Another 8. 6. A 9. So these are all generating profit. So we've left a bit on the table, a 6 again. But again, there's a 7 there. So if we'd got caught by that 7, most of what we pulled on the table, we may not have got it all back, but we would have got probably a lot of it back. So I don't think we actually, by staying where we were, I don't think we actually would have actually been ahead. Because remember, we had 24, 24, 10, I think, and 5, and maybe another 5 there. So you had 20 plus, we had 70 on the table. So I think the number of hits we got, we probably would have been about the same as where we're at now when we pulled down. So I think we still did the right thing, regardless. So there we go, made our 100, can't argue with that, $106. So now we've still got a $400 bankroll. What we'll do, we'll just take that and we will put that over here. So I've got 400 here. I haven't got quite enough to take that up to a black yet. So we've got 475, 82. So 482 is our reserve bankroll. And we've still got our 400 to play with. So we're at a position now where our reserve bankroll is greater than our session bankroll, and we've expanded it to basically a total bankroll of $882. So before we started this, we were at 776. I remember it because I was thinking, it was almost 777, but it was actually 776. So we've gone to 482 as our reserve bankroll and 400 here. I think it's great. And the one hit can't miss is certainly a good strategy for treading water, but you do have the come outs that can really hurt, especially if you get a shooter making 3 or 4 come out 7s, or a few yo's and a 7 and then maybe another yo or something like that. I've seen freaky rolls where you can get 7 of those sort of things happen relatively quickly across a couple of shooters, and that'll really hurt. But it's just one of those things. It's gambling at the end of the day, and that's where you kind of need a few different plays where you can potentially adapt to what's going on. So I thought I would switch it up, play a different strategy, just show you how you can play the one hit can't miss at relatively the same amount of exposure, $18. In fact, it's actually a little bit less when you think of it, because remember, a lot of our strategy, we're actually putting 2 units, right? So we're actually at a $34 exposure out of our bankroll. We're covering also the 5, 6, 8. There's 2 caps on those, so $34. Where with this, where our exposure's sort of a lot less. It's $18. But you do have to get that hit if you're on say the 6 or 8. If you don't get the hit on the 8, you kind of can be sitting there watching everything happen. Could be hitting the 5, the 4, the 9, the 10, and you're just sitting there. That's if you stick to it very strictly. There's nothing to say you can't move your bet. You could, of course, move your bet to something else, but the idea is that the 6 and 8 are supposed to be kind of hit the most. That's why you're on them. But certainly if you think the table's just keeps banging the 9 or the 4 or whatever it happens to be, you could certainly for your 18, if you're putting $18, for a couple of bucks extra, if they're hitting 4s and 10s, you could just split your bet that way too, and it's basically going to give you the same amount of win. Right, you're going to get basically $18. Well, here you'd get $21. So, but you're actually covering one more combination by splitting your bet. So that's certainly something you can do if 4s and 10s are hitting a lot. So it's quite a good strategy or good play, especially for that sort of come out. So I'm glad it actually worked for us today. It's the first time I actually have tried it in a long time. So I know I've tried it before, and I do remember building up quite a number of losses on that don't pass before I actually got a shooter that actually recovered those losses for me. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. And my goal is to get this to $1,000 and get there as pretty quickly from here. I think if we're making $100 a session, which is easily achievable and within that 20% range. There's no reason why we can't get to that $100, that $1,000 target in either, within 2 sessions, provided we don't have an adverse dice rolls. So we'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.